Hi, Sarah here with my first Crafty Ribbons design team project for this year. I'm just showing you there some of the pretty ribbons that are available over in the shop. I'll leave a link below so you can go and check them out. I've chosen a photo of my little boy splashing in puddles. That's why I chose that Wellington ribbon, which I will be using in the end. And I also want to use these clouds, which I feel go really well with the theme as well. So I've started off with some black cardstock. It's nice and thick, so it does take mixed media really well. And the other paper elements which I'm using are all from the Mind the Scrap December kit, so I will link that as well if you want to go and check that out. It's a UK kit company. And to begin with here, I'm just adding some white texture paste to create my clouds across the background. I stencil it once here and then move it across and stencil it all again. I do try and get each cloud completely covered, so I am trying to do it quite neat. I mean, there's a few little smudges here and there, but it doesn't really bother me because I'll be adding lots of messy splashes and things of mixed media later anyway. So I've just added that first layer. Now I've moved it over and adding another thick layer onto this one, and then I will set this aside to dry. If you're interested in entering the Crafty Ribbons Facebook page competition, you can. If you head over there, I will link it below. All you have to do is enter using any kind of ribbon on any crafty project, and you just post it on there on the page, and you could win yourself a big bundle of ribbon which you get to choose from their shop. So be sure to check that out as well. So here I am going through my papers from the kit and choosing which ones I think might work quite well, and then obviously afterwards I do narrow them down a little bit as well. I won't be using all of those ones. I also select some green cardstock because I did think about mounting my photo on it, but I decided it wasn't really helping the photo to pop, so I want to go with black or white. I end up going with the black because I feel like that makes the photo stand out more, and because I do use a lot of mixed media and my layouts are quite often quite busy, I do like to mount my photos so that they don't become lost in amongst all the craziness. So I'm just mounting this onto the black cardstock just with a really thin border. It's only about, I think it's 1/8 of an inch border, something like that, might even be 1/16. It's very thin anyway. And now I'm just going to add a few layers of papers to the back of the photo and just build up a bit of a photo cluster, a paper cluster behind the photo. And I also want to layer it heavier at the bottom, so I start off by layering my papers all around the photo, and then I just layer them towards the bottom to sort of ground the photo, but also because of the ribbon I'm using, I want it to be featured. I don't want it to get lost, and because it is a horizontal style ribbon, that's why I'm going for a horizontal paper cluster. I hope that makes sense. Hopefully it will when you see how I build up these paper layers. I have chosen to leave a little more of the process into this video. Usually my videos are a little shorter, so I'd love your feedback on whether you do prefer to see, like for instance, the paper clustering, how I sort of go about measuring it and choosing how to layer it up, or whether you prefer the shorter version where I just kind of cut little bits out here and there. I'd love to know if you do prefer a shorter video or a longer video, and also if there's any details that I do miss that you'd like me to explain, please feel free to leave me some constructive criticism in the description commenty box below, and I will be sure to get back to you. So I am almost done with my layers. I'm just doing some thinner ones which are going to be the base pieces to ground my photo, and I'm also using the Wellington ribbon, which I trim down and then I just use a lighter to sort of seal the edges, which took me a while to get the hang of. I burnt quite a lot of ribbon trying to do that, but I have got the hang of it now. I do love using these pattern ribbons in this way. I basically just add tape to the back of the ribbon, and then it's basically like using washi tape, which is more in line with my other projects really. But it's obviously, with it being ribbon, it adds a lovely different texture to my layouts as well. So I do love to use it a lot on my projects. So as you can see there, I've just stuck it down with tape onto the paper cluster, and as you can see now, it sort of features it at the bottom. And now I'm happy with that. I'm going to add it to the bottom, but because of the texture paste, I will be adding lots of glue. But before I do that, I'm not leaving the clouds white. I'm going to, because it's not rainbow enough apparently, I'm going to add some of these Jane Davenport Mermaid Markers to it. I basically I'm just swatching out all the colours because I haven't actually got them all out, so I decided just to do the whole lot. So that's all the colours that came in my pack, which I will now keep for reference. And those are the colours at the bottom that I've chosen. I'm trying to order them so that I try and keep the warm and cooler colours separately as I'm painting them on. And then I completely changed the way I'm doing it. I decided to do all one colour first and so on. So I'm just adding where I imagine the shadows would be on the clouds, and because of the nature of the markers, they are quite saturated colour, so you only need a tiny bit and then just blend it out. And then if you feel like it's too pale, you can just add a little more colour or a little more water depending, and you can just keep moving it around and washing it out and blending it out with the water. So I'm just showing you how I've done it on a couple, and then I will skip the rest, otherwise this video will be very, very long. As you can see, just blending the colour from the edges out, and then if I feel like it's becoming one block colour, I clean off my brush and come back in with a clean brush to blend it so that there is a bit of a graduation in the colour. I also do grab my cheap watercolour palette from Hobbycraft just to do the orange ones, because I didn't have a orange that matched the papers, and I wanted a pop of orange in there as well. And I'm using my glossy accents to stick this down over, sorry if you can hear a tap running there, to stick this down over the top of the texture paste. It will make sure that it doesn't just come up. And now I'm just grabbing some stickers from the Mind the Scrap kit, and these are all mostly boyish or little explorer nature kind of things. It could be used for a girl as well really. And I'm just adding some little bugs and a little sticker that says a little mischief, a lot of heart. And I'm umming and ahhing about using those perspectives by Bramble Fox at the top for the title, but I do in the end change my mind and use thickets instead. So I'm going to be using the one that says good times. And to anchor that and balance it out, I'm going to add more of my pretty ribbon as well as a bit of a paper cluster behind it. Again, I've sealed off the edges, added tape to the ribbon and just stuck it down like it's washi tape. So I'm just gluing all the layers together down at the bottom there, so it's easier for me to line them up than reaching over and adding them straight onto the page. And once I've got them nice and straight, I just add some more tape to the back. I'm just trimming off the edge there. More tape to the back, and then I need to add my title, which I'm just adding onto this ruler, and then I'll just stick it all down once I'm happy with how it being straight enough. Nothing's ever perfectly straight on my layouts, but I like to try a little bit. I'm just adding a few stars that were also in the thicker pack here, just to finish off my embellishment bits. And now I'm doing some ink sprays. These are all Heidi Swap Colour Shine, except for one which is a Distress Mica Spray. I use a few different colours in yellow, teal, red. I think I use like a mustardy orange colour and a greeny colour. If you are interested in any specific colours, then I will. I can link them below if you would like to know where to get them. And there's a little close-up of the rainbow splatters on there. And as well as that, I decide to add some more white. I feel like the layout needs a little splash of white, so I use my Heidi swap in, I don't know if it's, I think it's iridescent white, and I also use some Dilutions, which is more opaque and a little bolder, so I just add a few splashes of that as well, and I think that is it done. So thanks for joining me today. If you'd like to see more from me, then please like and subscribe for more videos, and have a great day everyone. Stay tuned for some close-ups. Bye.